So many of you have asked many times whether Bloomfield is haunted, and I told you guys a while ago about the story when I was first here staying in the house, the very first year we had the house in 2018, and I saw a little boy standing on the steps on the landing. It was a quick moment. It was right before a thunder and lightning storm. Basically, I've never seen him again. And it happened so fast that now I question myself whether it really happened. But I'm going to tell you how I know whether things are haunted or not. And I've never wanted to put this on TikTok, but if TikTok's going away, then what the hell? Let me just unleash it all. So I grew up on a farm in Chancellorsville, Virginia. It's actually Spotsylvania County, Virginia. And we had an old farm that it was a house built in 1920, but it was built on top of the remains of an old house that had been there during the Civil War. That house was so haunted. Story after story after story. I will start with the very first one that is coming to mind. I had this bedroom in the attic and I had two twin beds, and at night I know my bed would move. It would just move up and down and up and down and up and down. And many of my friends that ever spent the night at the house would say to me, Cam, your bed's moving. And both the beds would be moving. And I would wake up and I would say, it's okay. It'll stop. And because I was a fidgeter and had ADHD, I never really minded the moving beds. But it for some reason at that age, I was 8 to 14 years old in that house, and it never bothered me. I picked my room specifically because of the energy in that room. The other thing was I had a door that went into another section of the attic part of the house, and I would push my bed in front of that door every night, and every morning I'd wake up, the bed would be pushed back and that door would be open without fail. One night, we hated the basement. The dogs wouldn't go in the basement. We couldn't get anyone to really any of the dogs, wouldn't even come in the basement. And we had a Doberman at the time, Brutus, Unus Putus Brutus, because he farted a lot, so we called him Putus Brutus. But anyway, he would not come in the basement. The only time he ever growled at me and tried to bite me was when I tried to get him to go down into the basement with me when I was trying to do laundry one time. So anyway, this basement was super, super creepy. I was down there doing laundry. My sister, my best friend, and her best friend were upstairs in my bedroom, and that was 2 stories above where I was. And next thing I know, I hear, GD it, Kimmy! Ah! And all this screaming starts to happen. I book ass up the stairs. I run through the kitchen. I book ass up the other stairs to my room. And Robbie, Tracy, and Julie were standing in the hallway, eyes this big. And I'm like, what? And they said, Kimmy, we thought you were hiding under the bed and playing a joke on us, because I was a little imp and I loved playing tricks on people. And you were pushing on the bed. Well, apparently the bed just started rocking that my sister was sitting on watching my TV that was on the dresser across from her. And the bed was just bouncing up and down, up and down. And then the other girls came in the room and saw that the bed was levitating and moving. And then that's when they all screamed. So I was like, I know, that happens all the time. And they obviously thought I was crazy. I was a little weird kid. But anyway, so that always happened there. Well, fast forward. I have to sell the farm because my father gets cancer and he ends up passing away when I was 15, and we moved to Northern Virginia, and that was it. Never saw the farm again, and it broke my heart. That was my heart place. I could go ride my pony for hours out in these woods and everything. Well, anyway, I get a call about 10 years later, and it's from this woman that I absolutely love, and she was a dear person. She actually was the realtor that sold the farm for us, and she goes, Kimmy, I just wanted to let you know that they tore down everything at the farm. And I'm like, what? The owners tore it down? She said, well, no, it was bought by the United States National Park Service, and it is stop number 8 on the Chancellorsville Battlefield for Civil War tour. 10,000 men died on the hill where our house was during the Civil War. It was one of the biggest battles. It's where Stonewall Jackson was shot. His arm went gangrene. They amputated his arm. He died shortly afterwards. It was very close to the end of the Civil War that all this happened. You guys can look it up. Just stop number 8 on Route 3, Chancellorsville, Spotsylvania. And that is high. That's our farm. That's our haunted farm. And I have so many other stories about how many ghosts and how many things that happened on this farm. Some super, super creepy and things I don't even really like to talk about. But the bed levitating and moving, is the one that just happened, and it was almost like I got to be that little trickster because it didn't bother me, but it bothered everybody else. So there it is. There's my ghost story.